Today, we dive into the latest and greatest in the world of consumer electronics. Tonight, we're talking about something near and dear to all of us, spending way too much money on gadgets we definitely don't need. Those shiny new toys that catch our eye and make us feel like we absolutely must have them. And where better to do that than at our good friend, Best Buy, the place where dreams of owning the latest tech come true, or at least they used to. But hold on to your credit cards, folks, because things are about to get a whole lot pricier. Yes, you heard that right. The days of snagging a deal on your favorite gadgets might be coming to an end. That's right. Best Buy is gearing up for some major price hikes in 2025. This isn't just a slight increase. We're talking about significant jumps in prices across the board. We're talking double-digit increases on everything from those fancy noise-canceling headphones you pretend to need for work to the latest gaming consoles that promise to take your gaming experience to the next level. And let's not forget that 8K TV you'll never actually be able to tell is 8K. It's all about the bragging rights, isn't it? Now, you might be thinking, John, what in the blue blazes is going on? Why are we being hit with these price hikes now of all times? Why is Best Buy suddenly jacking up prices like a bunch of Wall Street bros on spring break? Well, the answer isn't as simple as you might think. Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because it's about to get tariffing. The global supply chain has been hit hard by a series of tariffs and trade restrictions, causing the cost of importing electronics to skyrocket. These tariffs have created a ripple effect, impacting everything from the cost of raw materials to the final price tag on the shelf. It's a complex web of economic factors that ultimately trickles down to us, the consumers. Manufacturers are facing higher production costs, and those costs are being passed on to retailers like Best Buy. And guess what? Retailers are passing those costs right on to us. So the next time you're eyeing that new gadget, remember that the price tag reflects more than just the cost of the item itself. It's a culmination of various economic pressures that have built up over time. In the end, it's up to us to decide whether these gadgets are worth the extra cost. Maybe it's time to rethink our spending habits and focus on what truly matters. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay savvy, stay informed, and as always, happy shopping. Remember those tariffs? Those extra charges on imported goods that made everything just a bit more expensive? Well, brace yourselves because they're making a comeback. Those pesky little taxes on imported goods, yeah, they're back, baby. And this time, they're not just a minor inconvenience. They're set to shake things up in a big way, and they're coming for your electronics. Think about your favorite gadgets. Smartphones, laptops, tablets, all those shiny toys we love so much are about to get pricier. The new administration is planning to slap tariffs on goods from, you guessed it, China and Mexico. These two countries are major players in the electronics market, and the impact will be felt far and wide. And since Best Buy gets a whole lot of its stuff from those two countries, well, you can see where this is going. Prices are going to rise, and consumers are going to feel the pinch. It's like trying to build a house of cards in a hurricane of tariffs. The stability of the market is at risk, and businesses are scrambling to adjust. Now, I know what you're thinking, John. Surely there's got to be a better way. Isn't there some solution that doesn't involve making everything more expensive for the average consumer? Can't we just, make this stuff here in America, bring manufacturing back home and avoid all these tariffs altogether? And to that, I say, bless your heart, it's a nice thought, but the reality is much more complicated. Manufacturing infrastructure, labor costs, and supply chains are all factors that make this easier said than done. The economic landscape is shifting, and businesses are trying to navigate these turbulent waters. It's a complex issue with no easy answers, but one thing is for sure. The tariff storm is here, and we all need to be prepared. So, next time you're out shopping and notice those higher prices, remember the tariffs. They're more than just a line on a receipt. They're a force that's reshaping the market. Stay informed, stay prepared, and let's weather this storm together. The tariff storm is approaching, and it's going to be a wild ride. Here's the thing, folks. Best Buy relies heavily on China and Mexico for its supply chain. We're talking about a significant chunk of their products coming from these countries. China in particular is like the elephant in the room that Best Buy can't seem to stop tripping over. You see, China has become the world's factory floor for electronics. And Mexico? Well, they're no slouch either. They've become a key player in the electronics manufacturing game, thanks in part to NAFTA and its successor, the USMCA. But with these new tariffs looming, it's like someone just threw a wrench, a very expensive tariff-shaped wrench, into the whole operation. These tariffs aren't just some abstract economic concept, they have a very real impact on your wallets. Remember that shiny new smartphone you've been eyeing? Yeah, that's about to get a whole lot more expensive. And that gaming console your kids won't stop begging for? Get ready to shell out some serious dough. We're talking about price increases of 30%, 40%, maybe even 50% on some items. That's enough to make even the most ardent tech enthusiast think twice about upgrading their gadgets. Best Buy's battle plan, stockpiling, and streamlining. So what's Best Buy doing about this impending tariff tsunami? The looming threat of increased tariffs has put many businesses on edge, and Best Buy is no exception. Well, they're not just sitting around twiddling their thumbs and hoping for the best. Instead, they're taking proactive measures to ensure they stay ahead of the curve. They're actually trying to get ahead of the game. For starters, they're stockpiling, like a lot. This isn't just a small-scale operation, it's a massive, coordinated effort. Imagine a giant warehouse filled to the brim with TVs, laptops, and smartphones. Every inch of space is being utilized to store as much inventory as possible. That's Best Buy's current reality. They're not just preparing for a rainy day, they're preparing for a storm. They're trying to buy up as much inventory as possible before the tariffs hit. This means working closely with suppliers and logistics teams to ensure a steady flow of products. It's like they're preparing for the electronics apocalypse. The goal is to have enough stock to weather the initial impact of the tariffs without having to immediately raise prices for consumers, but stockpiling can only take you so far. Eventually, the stored inventory will run out, and the company will have to face the new economic reality. They're also reviewing their product lineup. This involves a thorough analysis of which products are essential and which ones can be phased out. They're trying to figure out which products are worth keeping around and which ones they can afford to ditch. This is a strategic move to streamline their offerings and focus on high-demand items. It's a delicate balancing act. They need to ensure they have enough variety to meet customer needs while also minimizing the financial impact of the tariffs. This requires careful planning and constant re-evaluation of their strategies. Best Buy's approach is a combination of foresight and flexibility. By stockpiling and streamlining, they're positioning themselves to navigate the turbulent waters ahead. It's a challenging time, but with a solid plan in place, they're aiming to come out stronger on the other side. The ghost of closures, past layoffs, and shutdowns loom. But let's be honest, folks, none of this is good news for Best Buy. They're already facing an uphill battle against online retailers like Amazon, and these tariffs are only going to make things worse. In fact, some analysts are predicting that Best Buy might have to resort to some drastic measures like layoffs and store closures. That's right, folks. The retail apocalypse is still alive and well, and it's coming for your local Best Buy. Best Buy's balance sheet blues, declining sales and profits. It's no secret that Best Buy's been feeling the heat lately. Sales have been declining, profits are shrinking, and their stock price has been doing the Wall Street shuffle. It's not pretty, folks, and these tariffs, they're like pouring gasoline on an already raging fire. See, when your costs go up, you've got two choices: eat the cost or pass it on to the consumer. And let's be real, folks, Best Buy is not in the business of losing money, so guess who gets stuck with the bill? That's right, you. The online onslaught, Amazon and Walmart's shadow looms large. As if tariffs and declining sales weren't enough, Best Buy's also got to contend with the 800-pound gorilla in the room, Amazon. And let's not forget about Walmart, who's been muscling their way into the electronics game. These online giants have been eating Best Buy's lunch for years, offering lower prices, faster shipping, and a wider selection of products. And with these tariffs in the mix, it's only going to get harder for Best Buy to compete. Consumer chorus, a symphony of frustration and feedback. So what do consumers think about all of this? Well, let's just say they're not exactly thrilled. Social media is abuzz with complaints about Best Buy's rising prices, shrinking selection, and less than stellar customer service. People are frustrated, and rightfully so. They're tired of feeling like they're being nickel and dimed at every turn. The road ahead, navigating uncertainty. So what does the future hold for Best Buy? Honestly, folks, it's tough to say. The retail landscape is changing faster than ever, and these tariffs are just the latest curveball in a long line of challenges. Best Buy is going to have to adapt, evolve, and maybe even learn to love the tariff if they want to survive. But one thing's for sure, the next few years are going to be interesting, to say the least. And that's our show. We'll be right back.